I would like to ask you, just if you can just tell me, are you meeting me for the first time? Just say yes if you are meeting me for the first time. So so many of you as yes. Okay, then in that case, I'll have to introduce myself. Oh, so let me introduce, and I see a lot of people from this. I think this session is mostly for the Asian participants. Like I see people from Middle East, India, and all over Asia joining us. So hi everyone. And also I think some people from Europe, and any person from Europe joining today, and just say Europe. And hi Muhammad Iqbal. Yes, hi. Greece. Okay, you're from Greece. Okay, so wow. So I'm motivated. So this all to get some motivation. Okay, as I'm preparing, so I'm making my agenda. This will help me to make my agenda. So just answer this question, and this will help me to prepare my agenda. Actually, I was conducting right now project management training. I just came out of it. I do PMP trainings as well, and our success rates is above 90% there. And Lean Six Sigma certification success rate is 100%. Okay, so just those who have joined just now, don't worry. See, people keep joining in first 5-10 minutes. People keep joining in. So generally 15 minutes we don't, because if I start, I'll be talking about a lot of statistics. We start with fundamentals of statistics, and if you miss out on the first 15 to half an hour, 15 minutes to half an hour, you're not going to understand anything. So that's why just give me 5 to 7 minutes. I will introduce myself till the time more people joining. And thanks for participating in the poll. And I get to know that 20% of the people are from manufacturing, and some are 6% from oil and gas, 3% from banking, 14% from healthcare. Oh, healthcare, a lot of people today. Logistics, IT. I'll try to cover. There are two options. I teach you as much as possible in the shortest possible time, is 2.5 hours. This includes high-end statistical concepts also. And there is another thing, like, I go slow the way I go in the regular classroom. Regular classroom, we are relaxed. We say, okay, let us start with this concept. Let us start with the concept of standard deviation. And then we also explain what is the real meaning of standard deviation. So that is one way. And another way is that I give you lots and lots of tools. The recording is there with you. You watch the recording as many times as you want. Rewind the recording, and of course you'll get when you rewind the recording, the understanding will be much better. Again, you rewind it for 2 to 3 times, and you'll learn all the tools. Which one you would like to do? Slow, very slow, and trying to make you understand, or lots of tools packed in 2.5 hours, and you can watch it a little later also. Your choice. Just give me a choice. And also, meanwhile, you just participate in the poll. So I see a lot of people from operations, quality. A lot of people from quality are there. So Afnan is telling fast. Okay, fine. As much knowledge as we can. Okay, so everyone is for that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, let me not waste my time. So, but as I said, some people, it happens, when they're joining a session, sometimes people forget. So they'll be taking 5 to 10 minutes till the time I will just introduce myself. I'll not waste the time still. I will introduce myself. And now let me okay, so Asif is telling that I think basic should be strong enough. Oh no, I will start on ground basic. I will start from ground, very, very fundamental. I'm going to assume that you don't know anything about quality. I'm going to assume that you don't know anything about the quality, right? Welcome again. And as you were answering these questions, I just created just made a little changes to the, agenda. So I'm going to, based on your feedback, most of you are in favor of knowledge-packed session, fast-paced, But fast pace doesn't mean that you will not understand anything. Even at fast pace, you will understand a lot of things. But in the classroom, generally, my pace is half of it, whatever I'm going to demonstrate today. So we'll be talking about the Lean Six Sigma benefits, introduction to Lean and Six Sigma. Then second is DMAC. If you consider yourself to be a yellow belt, if you claim that you are a yellow belt, you have to know DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So I will teach you about DMAC. Then some applications in the industries, and I will also take some examples and projects from different industries, and depends on how much time is left. I will take at least one, or whether I will do a project. I will do a project simultaneously in the next 2.5 hours, and I will teach you a tool, and I will apply the same tool to that particular project. That is the best way to learn, because immediately, it's a fast pace. It has to be fast pace. But if you come to my green belt session, then we work the project together. I do, and you also do with me. And then this is the best way to learn. There's no point in teaching you Pareto analysis and then you just listen to me. No, we give you a template and you work on that template and do the project. So you get a project experience in the classroom itself. So today you have to just watch. You're a yellow belt, right? You're spared. Don't have to really work hard. But if you're a green belt, we will do it together so that you get the project experience. And it's not like I'll tell you to do a project outside. I'll give you the data. I'll give you the industry. Depending on what industry you want, I will give you the industry. We will do the projects together under the guidance when you are in my green belt or a black belt session or a master black belt session. We are one of the few companies which conduct the master black belt sessions. Very few companies. And a lot of trained master black belts in Europe, in Middle East, in Australia, in India, they are really making great careers. Yes. Okay, let me introduce myself. As I told you, let me spend 5 minutes and a formal welcome to everyone with a video. I made these videos in pandemic. I used my time, right?
Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while working in various industries across many domains. The whole Anexas team once again joins me in welcoming you.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to Anexas.
Okay, so I received a message, so I just watching. Yeah, great. So as an organization, we have been around and for quite some time, 17 years. And we have conducted training programs almost in all continents, except for South America. Anyone from South America, please call me. I'll be happy to go there and actually paint that continent as well. We have trained more than 150,000 people. And about me, if you attend the session, yellow belt, and then if you decide that you would like to go for green belt as well and black belt, I'll be your trainer. So for me, let me introduce also. I'm a chemical engineer. In first 1 decade of my profession, I was working very hard, 12 hours per day, earning very less money. And that's what the kind of money we received in 1990, 91, 92. I'm an amateur poet also. I have written some books. By the way, I have written the book as well, The Anexas Story, the book about myself and my whole journey, which has become actually Amazon bestseller. But yeah, that happened later. But those days, I used to work very hard. And one fine day, my company told me that they are nominating top 10 performing employees of the organization for a black belt training. So I thought I am also one of those top 10 employees, but unfortunately the company did not think so. And I was not nominated. And the best part, what I saw was that these people who attended that training and who did some great improvement projects, they were able to make a very big positive difference to the organization, including saving money, saving time, increasing the customer satisfaction. And I thought in the next batch, I will definitely go for this training, but unfortunately that never happened. So I decided to go myself. I do it. I searched and I invested a lot of money. Those days, very few companies used to conduct the training program. And I traveled to those destinations and got the certification, invested that money. I would say invested that money. And as I said before you, I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt Data Scientist, PMP, CPHQ, etc., etc. And I've consulted for multiple thousands of companies and in almost all domains, manufacturing, healthcare. In fact, a transportation minister of India, he has attended our training, Nitin Gadkari. Then we have got deputy health minister of Saudi Arabia, Dr. Tarif Alama. He has attended our training. In Dr. Muhammad Abdul Ali, who was the spokesperson during the COVID-19 for Saudi Arabia. He has attended our training. So some of the very, very big names, some very famous cricketers, some very famous names, and we have photographs with everyone, but now I will not be able to show a lot of them. Maybe quickly I'll just rush through some of them. But why am I telling you all these things? Because you can achieve this and much more, because you will be learning not only from my experience, but you also learn from my students who have attained great heights in the last 22, 23 years. 22 years I've been conducting these Lean and Six Sigma training programs. And here I am, like, just to prove that, those days I used to have a lot of hairs on my head, not a lot of, but still a little bit of hair. This is a London program. This is Mumbai, Bangalore. I also take pride in telling that I'm the first person to conduct any Lean Six Sigma training or Black Belt training in whole of Middle East. And incidentally, that was for a hospital. And then it was for Aramco, there's an oil company, the largest oil company in the world, I would say, in Saudi Arabia. Then the King Fahd Medical City, King Khalid Eye Specialist Hospital, International Medical City, lots of Novartis in Switzerland. The biggest pharmaceutical company, lots and lots of companies. I've got multiple photographs to prove that I've been doing training programs around the world for quite some time, won a lot of awards, appeared on TV shows. Some people from India might recognize.
Hi, I'm Shekhar Suman, and I wish to congratulate all the Six Sigma certified black belt from Anexas.
So this was a Z Business show, which is very popular show, and we had a lot of fun on the show. And American Society of Quality, I have been
On 21st of May 2019, I'm going to speak in American Society of
whole presentations of Lean Six Sigma. They are there in American Society of Quality. My presentations are there. Lots of videos, different, lot of credentials. Also keep writing in Times, in Arab News, in Gulf News, in Dainik Bhaskar, etc. Okay, that was about not so brief introduction about myself. And now let us learn about the Lean Six Sigma. What is the benefit? Can you tell me what are the similarities? What are the similar things you see here? A manufacturing company improves production by 30%. A hospital reduces discharge time of patients from 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment time. Hotel improves customer experience. Bank reduces errors. Insurance claims time reduced by 70%. What are the similar things here? If you can write in the chat box. So Neil Kamal, Mohammad Maher, Akram, Mohammad Vijay Patel. Okay. So almost all of you are right. And it's all about production and efficiency, better performance. And one common thread which is running through this, is they are all Lean and Six Sigma projects. So what is Lean Six Sigma? Lean Six Sigma is project approach to improve a process. Project approach to improve a process. Now, what is the definition of a project? What is the definition of a project? The definition of a project is simple. Definition of a project is it is a starting point and it is an end point. It doesn't exist after some time. It's a one-time endeavor. That's the basic definition of a project. So in Lean Six Sigma, we apply project approach to improve a process. Now, what is a process? Process is a set of activities which is done again and again, multiple times to produce an output. right? I'm sure everyone is aware of multiple processes in your organization. Think of your organization. If you're a manufacturing organization, you are in the process of manufacturing something. If you're a hospital, you're in the process of treating the patients. Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, and then there's an output. Process, step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is an output. So process has an output, which goes to the customer. Yeah. And process also has an input. And process inputs are supplied by the suppliers. Yeah, suppliers input, process output in customers. Process is a repetitive set of activities, right? So what is a project? Project is a one-time endeavor to improve something in the process. Now, it's all too much of words. So let me make a diagram. Making a diagram will help you to understand what am I trying to say, right? All the systems in the world, all the organizations in the world can be expressed in this diagram. There is a process. It could be organization. It could be a department. It could be individual also. Yeah, process produces an output, right? Process produces an output, and output goes to the customer. Okay. Inputs are being processed, and inputs could be, for service industry, it could be information, it could be a report, it could be a feedback, it could be an customer. Think of your organization, and just let me know if it is not fitting in. Your organization is not fitting in this whole thing. Suppliers doesn't mean always raw material suppliers. Please remember, suppliers could be the suppliers of information. Sometimes your customer could be a supplier. Now, customer will give you feedback to a centralized team, which is like a strategy team, strategy department, strategy or planning department, CEO's office maybe. They will tell the suppliers to supply the materials as per the demand and the feedback of the customers. The strategy department will also tell our different departments to change the policies, change the settings, change the parameters, change the KPIs also maybe. So you have process A, process B, process C, process D, producing something which is of value to the customer. It has a value to the customers, right? Customer will measure for every output, customer will measure. Output could be either a product or a service. Okay, there is no third type of output, either a product or a service, or it could be both. So I've got output as a product or a service. Whatever it is, customers will be always interested in some measurements on that output. 3 common measures are always there, always. One is the speed, that is the time. Another would be errors or quality, number of errors or defects which are there in the output, which are not satisfying the customer, and the cost. These 3 things are always there. There could be multiple things, like if you are producing chocolates, then the weight of the chocolate will be there, right? If you are in the hospital, then infection rate would be there. If you are in a bank, then it will be compliance related issues, compliance, regulatory compliance. That could be another measure which is in the output. So there could be specific measures. These measures are known as CTQs, critical to quality characteristics. Critical to quality characteristics. What are critical to quality characteristics? These are the measures which are important from customer's point of view. Measures on the output which are important from customer's point of view, like time, errors, cost, weight, intrinsic viscosity, strength, reliability, mean time between failures. I'm talking different, I'm just listing out some of the measures. Now let us learn. Mr. Deming, Dr. Deming was one great quality guru. He said that problems are not in the people, problems are in the processes, right? So whenever the customer is dissatisfied, customer is always dissatisfied about one of the measures. See, let us define the problem. Then only you can solve the problem, isn't it? Now, by the way, some people might have encountered this diagram. I'm not sure. Anyone has seen this diagram before? And can you please tell me, this diagram is known as what? Thinking of Dr. Deming again, also known as value stream mapping, value stream map, how the value is created in the organization. And later on, we will derive another tool, which I'll use later when I do the project. We'll do a project in the next 2 hours. We'll do a project. We'll derive a tool out of this SIP. Sorry, I think oh, sorry. By the way, I'm in Al-Khobar right now. I'm in the hotel. I hope you can hear me now, right? Sorry for that. I think I pressed some wrong button and I got disconnected. So I hope you are now seeing me. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Sir.
Yeah, here we are. I think I'm back, right? Okay, so now, yes. So I was talking about, remember the CPHQ, yeah? And this is known as system thinking and value stream mapping. Continuous flow. I have done a very nice video on talking about flow in Toyota, explaining the takt time. Very nice video. Now I can't explain the flow and the takt time here in the limited time because you are in yellow belt. You don't have to go deep into that. But my team will put up a video here. Please go through that video if you want to understand the takt time, and you will really understand takt time. That's my guarantee, right? So please go through that video. My team will be putting, and I will be giving you lots of links right now. Just store these links somewhere. If you are not able to store, don't worry. Just I'm back. Yeah, I think there's some issues with the today. I don't know, but and by the way, anyone in Al-Khobar, they can come and meet me in park in Radisson. I'm staying here for 2 days. No, not 3 days actually. I'll be leaving on Monday. So anyone there, please, happy to meet you. Park in so I was talking, we are going to establish the flow. When there is a continuous flow, when there is continuous flow in the system, there is no waiting time, customer is happy, everyone is happy, all stakeholders are happy. Smooth flow. But when there are interruptions, so let me tell you what do you mean? Like B, the step number B is fast and C is slow. We call it as a bottleneck. That's a constraint. So what will happen? There will be a work in process inventory, waiting time. If it's a hospital, patients will be waiting. If it is a manufacturing company, work in process inventory will be there. If it is a bank, there will be queue of customers on that particular counter. So that's a waste. That's a waste. We call it as a waste. So waste will be generated. There are 7 or 8 types of wastes. So generally, lean, say there are 2 parts, lean and Six Sigma. We'll talk about both. Lean, I'll quickly cover in the first few moments, and then I'll come to Six Sigma. For Six Sigma, it's a very powerful methodology. It requires a little bit of understanding of statistics. So I'll teach you some statistics also, right? But let us first talk about the lean part. So then in lean, what you do is, so these are some of the companies where we have implemented Lean Six Sigma, DP World, ADNOC, etc. And lots and lots of companies, means there are more than 500 companies. We can't put everything here. And so Lean and Six Sigma actually reduces the cost, defects, waste, rework, cycle time, and improves the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, resilience, everything. And it all started with Motorola, where they.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Saxena, and
By
thanks
the
for
way,
joining our
you get
courses
all
and
our videos when you join our sessions. You are the whole program. You get all our videos, all the things which I'm describing here. Like for example, let me tell you what is the history of Six Sigma. Just using a video, because some of the pictures and I can't describe some of the pictures.
by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects and up the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota.
So I'm not going to talk too much about the history. Lean started in Toyota, that's good enough. And the story of Toyota and how it started, please have a look into that in a video, which is about flow, about concept of flow and lean Toyota story, which my team will be putting it in the chat box. Later on, you will also receive an email, and all the video, this including this video, will be sent to you. So lean is about mapping the process as is by doing Gemba investigation. What is Gemba? Gemba is going to the field. In Japanese, Gemba means go to the place of action, where the action is. See the things as they are happening, map the process, and when you do so, you will see lot of non-value added activities happening in the process. List down these non-value added activities, also known as muda or waste. Muda in Japanese means waste. So if there is imbalance, like one step is very high, one step is low, we call it variation. Yeah. And if one step is overburdened or underutilized, that is also inflexibility. I can't make changes, right? So in this case, muda, mura, muri, these are the three things which lean focuses on. You remove the waste, you remove the imbalance, so that every line, they are all stations are taking almost same time, so that there is a continuous flow of everything, information or material in the whole process, so that customer receives without any interruption whatever output he or she wants to receive. So that is your lean. Map the process by using Gemba investigation. Remove the non-value-added activities. What are the non-value-added activities? Waiting, transportation, over-processing, inventory, rework, rejection, underutilized resources, overproduction. See, you have to think from customer's point of view. What is the value? Customer only wants the value from that output. Remember that diagram I draw to you. Output is providing some value. Customer is not interested in that physical output. Customer is interested in the value which the output is providing. So if you can provide that value using something else, why not? Let me take an example. Right now, you are attending this training program. What is the value? You are looking at the value, which is like, let's say you're looking at the knowledge, gaining knowledge, getting information, or whatever knowledge I have got or experience I have got, I will try to transfer the download of that information. That is the value. Now, to create this value, if I travel to your place, then book a hotel or take a taxi or take a flight. These are all non-value added activities for you. These are non-value added activities for you. You're not interested in my flight bookings and my sitting in the lounge and spending time and reading book. No, your value is knowledge. Now, to deliver that knowledge, I have to follow some process. Can I remove or eliminate the steps which are not directly adding to value to my end customers? If yes, why not reduce that, reduce the cycle time, reduce the errors by using a technique called Pokayoke. Pokayoke means mistake proofing. I will give some examples of Pokayoke, maybe from healthcare industry after a while if we have time. But today, I have decided, because most of you want to learn statistical part, I've decided that I will devote too much time on statistical concepts and all the tools like box plots, scatter plots, control charts. All the fundamentals will be clear to you in the next 1 hour, 45 minutes, right? Great. So that is what a lean. Now, what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is about reducing the variation. Whenever there is a variation, customer is unhappy. Whenever there is a variation, customer is unhappy. What do you mean by that? You go to McDonald's. You go to McDonald's in Dammam, you go to McDonald's in Riyadh, go to McDonald's in Dubai, go to McDonald's in New York, go to McDonald's in Karachi, go to McDonald's in Delhi, go to McDonald's in Manila. Not much variation. Even the dresses and the caps are also same. The smile is also almost same because they have been taught to smile. Everything is same. Quality is assured. Less variation, right? But if there is too much of variation, then the quality is not assured. Quality is dependent on systems and processes, not on the people. Please understand. People may come and go out of the process. The systems deliver the quality, and the output should be having less variation, as less as possible, right? You won't go to, if you go to a car showroom, and ask for a car, and he tells you choose one particular model, and he says there are 10 cars of that model. First car, brake is okay, brake is very good. Second car, the lights are of good quality. Third car, seat covers are of good quality. You don't like this variation, isn't it? You can blindly pick up any car, and you're sure that you're assured of the quality. No variation. No one likes variation. If you are in manufacturing and you are, let's say, producing chocolates, and one of the important things is weight, and your specification limits are, let us say, my chocolate weight, let's say a large chocolate bar of 100 grams, plus minus 3 grams. The weight variation a little bit you will tolerate, isn't it? So this is my specification limit. We call it as lower specification limit and upper specification limit as set by the customer. Please remember the words. Specification limits are set by the customer. Specification limits are set by the customer. Okay? Because I'm going to talk about another limit. And you have to, that time you have to remember the specification limits are set by the customer, right? Specified by the customer. So here customer set is specified that you should be between 97 to 103, isn't it? 100 grams plus minus 3. Now your process, unfortunately, your machines and your whole systems don't listen to the customer. They don't have ears. They will produce the way they want to produce. Your machines will produce the way they want to produce. Your people, the operators, the way you have trained them, the way you have set up the systems of their evaluation, the way you have given that the technology, the kind of environmental conditions you have given them, the humidity in the temperature, everything in your environment is going to produce a chocolate which has its voice of its own. Your process has got another voice of process. And let's say your chocolates are between 94 grams to 106 grams. These are known as control limits. Voice of process. Control limits are set by the process. Control limits are not set actually. Control limits are determined by the process. And specification limits are specified by the customer. So specification limits are known as voice of customer. And control limits are known as voice of process. Now tell me, which should be broader? Voice of process should be broader, or voice of customer should be broader? Which should be broad? Which would be width? Voice of customer. That should be, voice of customer should be broad. And voice of process should be less. Voice of process should be less. So voice of customer divided by voice of process is known as process capability. If it is more than 1, very good. Is less than 1, not good. Yeah. More than 1, good. Less than 1, not capable process. More than 1, very good. Probability of producing defects is low. Now, in this case, voice of process is going beyond the voice of customer. It is not listening to the customer. It is going beyond. In that case, it is producing errors, defects. Now, probability of getting these defects can be very easily calculated. Nowadays, automated tools are there. Nowadays, of course, if you want the graphical tools, you can use graphical tools. Very easy. In my class, I tell you very easily you can predict. But if let's say 10%, this is 5%, that is 5%, I can say 10%. Percent instead of percent, I will say per million opportunities. Per million opportunities. Per million opportunities. So ideally, this is voice of customer. Voice of customer. LSL. USL. And by the way, one more thing I will tell you, I did not tell you that most of the processes So Islam is asking, is this precious lecture recorded to get back to the content? Of course, yes, it is recorded. And you will get the recording also. All our training programs are recorded. When you join, this is only a yellow belt, there's a green belt and black belt and master black belt, all recorded. And not only we help you, learning the theory, we also, help you to do the projects later on. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah. So coming back. So lower specification limit, upper specification limit. Now, let me tell you before that, see all the repetitive processes in the world. Actually, processes are repetitive, right? But all the repetitive activities in the world. Mr. Gauss, he found one strange phenomena. Mr. Gauss, he found a strange phenomena. He found that everything which is repeated again and again follows a distribution which is known as normal distribution. Normal distribution means if I collect the, let's say, height, or like let's say age of people who are attending this session, I may find that most of the people, if I make a histogram means here I'm making the frequency, number of people. Most of the people are 35, 30, 35. Some are going up to 40. Some are going to 45. Some are 50. And very few people like me who are 55-year-old. Very, very few people. And similarly here it will be like 30, 25 and 20, right? So Ameya is telling 21. See, you are coming under that. But very few people of 21 years. Ameya Pawar, you have just graduated or about to graduate and you are attending this session. Your future is bright. Okay. Wow. So here, this is the probability distribution. This is a probability distribution. 99% of the people or the population would be lying within this range, right? So if I remove the bar charts, focus only on the probability distribution, he also found one interesting thing. He also found one very interesting thing. He found that every data set has got an average. You will say, this is what is interesting thing about it. Well, yeah, we are talking about 17th and 18th century, right? Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss. In 17th, 18th century, without laptops and computers, he used to do all these things, right? Salutes to his whatever intelligence and research orientation and dedication to the research, right? So he found that every data set has an average, yeah, and every data set has standard deviation. Now, if you want to know and calculate how to standard deviation manually and what is the essence of standard deviation, I have described it in detail in one video. My team will put that video. For the time being, don't worry about it. Standard deviation can be easily calculated nowadays using Excel sheet and using Minitab. I will show you Minitab. I'll give you a demonstration of Minitab. When you come up to our green belt and black belt training, you also learn Minitab. We give you Minitab and we do the projects together and we do the analysis together. But in order to show you that, I have to teach you certain basic concepts of statistics. I'm assuming that you don't know much about statistics, and I'm based on that assumption, I'll take around 20 minutes or so to build the fundamentals. For some of you, it might be a little elementary knowledge, but just bear with me. After that, something better is coming, something complicated. See, we will raise the complexity levels very, very soon. So just stay with us. If you're thinking this is elementary, right? So the standard deviation, explanation of standard deviation and the formula for standard deviation, derivation of the formula of the standard deviation is explained in this video. Please watch it. Please save these links. These are very, very useful links and you will enjoy that. You will really like those videos. In those videos, the background is very nice. Here I'm doing live, I'm committing mistakes. These videos are, very professionally done. The mistakes are eliminated and unnecessary talks are also eliminated like this. Okay, so coming to the average, every process has got an average. Say, for example, what he found was, let's say I take the example of I traveling to my office every day. One day I take 30 minutes, another day I take 32 minutes, one day I take 28 minutes, 26 minutes, 25 minutes, 36 minutes, 38 minutes, and so on and so forth. Average is 30 minutes and standard deviation is 5 minutes, right? So he found one interesting phenomena, another interesting phenomena, that whatever process it is, doesn't matter, it's traveling time or chocolate manufacturing or patient waiting time. You can make this as patient waiting time. You can make it, this is chocolate weight. You can make it the intrinsic viscosity of a polyethylene terephthalate chip. Whatever it is you want, up to you. It has an average, and he's found that all the processes, this is a theorem, right? Theorem is applicable to everything in the world. The 99% of the total population, 99% of the total population, I'm talking about the population, I'm not talking about the sample. No, this is the sample. This is a sample. And wonderful thing is, just 30 sample, just 30 sample. If I collect from any population, doesn't matter, population can be 1,000, 10,000, 1 million, 2 billion, doesn't matter. 30 samples, take an average, take a standard deviation, and 99%, or to be very more precise, those who are already masters in statistics, they will tell me, I'm teaching the wrong thing. So 99.73%, right? Or if you just pardon me for that eliminating 0.73, just because most of you are learning for the first time. So I'll just make it simple, 99.99%. Yeah, 99% of the population will lie within minus 3 times standard deviation to plus 3 times standard deviation. Very, very simple. Check, go back to your company, collect some data. It has to be continuous data. I'll tell you what, there are two types of data in a short while, I'll tell you. But when you collect this data, you will find, you will always get. So if I apply this to my traveling time, on an average, I take 30 minutes to travel. 1 time standard deviation will be what? 30 plus 5, that is 35. 2 times plus 2 times standard deviation will be what? 30 plus 10, that is 40. And what will be the plus 3 times standard deviation? If you can tell me, you can write it down. 45. Akram Yunus, fastest fingers first. Thank you. Thank you for giving that number. All of you can participate. I hope everyone understood, right? How we got 45. What is minus 1 times standard deviation? 25. What is minus 2 times standard deviation? 20. Minus 3 times standard deviation? 15. Kistel, Salapsalo, very good. Perfect. You're already aware. Wow, great. Now, I can predict about all my travels throughout the year. I will never go below 15. I'll never go above 45. But there was no 15 here. There was no 45. Even 40 was not there. Even 20 was not there. But I can predict. I'm capable. My process, traveling process, it has a voice. It is telling, well, I will take between 15 to 45 minutes. We call it as, let us call this as voice of process, also known as lower control limit, upper control limits. Minus 3 times standard deviation is lower control limit. Upper control limit is plus 3 times standard deviation. And to collect the voice of process, your processes, your machines, your service processes, your banking processes, your hospital processes, your airline, Emirates Airlines is my client, airlines processes, all these processes, they have a voice. They want to say something in your ears. How will you listen to them? Collect the average, collect the standard deviation, just 30 samples. In my trainings, generally in Greenbelt, we do an exercise. We collect the heights of people. 20 people usually are there in the training. So 20 people, collect the heights of people. We predict about the whole world's population. And trust me, every time I get it right. Average comes to around 174 centimeters. Standard deviation is around 6 or 7. So we can easily predict the people are between 145 centimeters to around 195 or so centimeters. So easy, right? So I'm predicting about 2 billion. I'm predicting about 2 billion, right? Doesn't matter. 30 samples, good enough. I can easily prove. But now, if you have understood this concept, then we'll move ahead. Tell me if you have understood, if you have any questions. Lower control limit, upper control limit, right? Now, process we say the process. I hope the speed is okay. I told you that speed will be a little fast because you wanted it that way. Lower control limit and upper control limit. If the process is generally process will be like this. Let's take a sales process. And if I take the value, same value, or production process, sales process, production value, 30 tons per day or 30,000, let's say sales process, revenues, total sales, total your production sales, right? 30,000 tons or $30,000, let's say $30K. And I will use the same, average is $30,000 and standard deviation, let's say $5,000. So you are about $45,000 here and you are here $15,000, right? This is how my process is behaving. Now, how I manage my process as a manager, and most of the managers, they manage. Okay, I got 43,000. 43,000. So Mihai is telling, if can you tell me the speed you want to be less or what exactly? You want the speed to be less? I'll be fine with that as well. No issues. So 43,000 is 43,000 is the sales. Hey team, well done. Congratulations. Party in the cafeteria. Next week, the sales have gone to 40. Next week, the sales have gone to 35. Now, manager is thinking that maybe recognition has backfired. Recognition has backfired. I should not have given this reward, this party. Now people are relaxing. And he tries to take an action. Maybe he invites some some motivational speaker, right? And the motivational speaker motivates it. Hey, you can do, just come on. You are the one, you are the chosen one, go ahead. And the dean goes to. Well, my dear friend, everyone concludes this motivational speaker was good. But my dear friend, a green belt or a black belt or a statistician, or for that matter now a yellow belt, will say, sorry, this is the natural variation of my process. This is the natural variation of my process. It is due to common causes. Common causes means lots of causes are acting on my system. I'll talk about it. I've got a video to explain this in a better, it's much better, like, it's not so bad in handwriting the way I'm using it here. So we say process is under control. This process is under control. There is no special cause. Don't look for causes. As long as you are between 45 to 15, this is the way you are. You should be happy when you cross this. If you make 50K, yes, something still has happened. And if you go below this, 10K, oh, something special has happened, right? So please understand, this is known as statistical thinking. Okay. So let me take the example of
Here are the important as the tools. People have the tendency to work around a problem rather than fixing it. And this is where Lean and Six Sigma inculcate willingness to constantly address problems that arise in business processes. When people are committed to change their behaviors, even the tools will be incorporated seamlessly. Training your workforce in Lean and Six Sigma is one thing, but without change in behavior, the whole process will be just academic without any practical implications. And the second tip is incorporating Lean and Six Sigma as a part of organization's goal and core strategy is one of the key ingredients for its successful implementation. And without that, the whole initiative will have a short-term life where people discard the methodology even before it is properly established in the organization. The third tip is about importance of senior management support. Organizations around the world will be tempted to apply Lean and Six Sigma in a bottom-up approach, but industry experts believe it is worth an effort to engage senior and middle managers first in these process improvement methodologies. Their engagement towards improving critical business processes will strengthen other associated behaviors, which will help in increased adoption by others as well. The fourth tip is about measurements. Organizations first need to understand that things that cannot be measured cannot be improved. By making proper measurement system in place, the participants to define both tangible and intangible measures, one can monitor the impact of their improvements and keep a database which will help in communicating the success to the organization. The fifth tip is about the customers. A satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. No matter what business you are in, you should always put your customers first. Everything should revolve around your customers and their needs. Before you start making any drastic or even minor changes, establish the level of quality or requirements that you have promised your customers. Every decision you make should bring your company closer to delivering maximum value. So these were the 5 Lean Six Sigma tips for the professionals, and for more information, please subscribe to my channel. Lean and Six Sigma is an improvement methodology which reduces costs, defects, errors, cycle times, and increases the customer satisfaction, resulting in better efficiency and higher profits. In short, it does whatever a CEO or a shareholders want. It is used in all domains, be it manufacturing, services, oil and gas, IT, construction, banking, healthcare, textile, telecom, BPO, and whatnot. Here, we convert the improvement opportunities in the organizations to projects and train people like you who are working in these processes as green belts and black belts who execute those projects in 5 phases: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. In define phase, we set the direction for improvement by writing a problem and goal statement and forming a project team. In measure, we collect the data and understand how the process is performing. In analyze, we analyze the root causes. We map the process, identify the waste, use cause and effect diagram, Pareto analysis, graphical analysis, and hypothesis tests. In improve phase, we generate ideas to take care of root causes using lots of tools like brainstorming, mistake proofing, FMEA, etc. And in control phase, we sustain the improvements for a long time by using process management and control charts. To become a black belt, you just need to know addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and of course, a lot of fire in the belly. Do I need to tell you that? Of course, it is Anexas where professionalism meets fun and where people fall in love with statistics and process improvement. Well, that's what our clients tell us. And we take pride in telling The world we have created is the product of our own thinking, and we cannot improve the world without improving our thinking. The long-term chronic problems of manufacturing companies like low productivity, lower machine efficiency, high rework, high inventories, high product wastage can't be solved using only experience, logic, and intuition. You might be a good operations person, a good engineer, or an excellent operator, but you need to have basic knowledge and understanding of some problem solving and process improvement tools too. Here is how Lean Six Sigma can improve your processes in manufacturing. Lean Six Sigma is defined as a business improvement method that aims to maximize the shareholders' value by improving the quality, speed, customer satisfaction, and reduce the costs. It merges tools and principles from both Lean and Six Sigma to do this. It has become the most popular business strategies for deploying continuous improvement in the manufacturing industries. With its help, you can make sure that only essential steps remain in a process. The moment I say Lean Six Sigma techniques, high quality, low cost, increased profits, and customer satisfaction should automatically come to your mind. It is very rightly said that machines are mere pieces of metal if they cannot be made efficient. Lean Six Sigma helps you to do this. What is the core of Lean Six Sigma? It's DMAC. Yes. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It helps you to reduce the existing problems with unknown causes. Here we train the staff of the manufacturing units as the green belts and black belts, and they convert all the problems into improvement projects. So now the difficulties become opportunities. Then they complete these projects and get certified. It's a win-win for both the organization and the employees. Now, how does Lean Six Sigma decrease the cost? Shijo Shingo said that the most hazardous waste is the waste that we do not recognize. Firstly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on removing the 7 wastes like overproduction, transportation, inventory, etc. from a process. In manufacturing sector, this step can lower the cost of a process by leaps and bounds. Secondly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on solving the problems caused by a process. Here we focus on the processes, not on people, because we believe that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and not due to the people. Defects in your product can cost your organization a fortune, so the focus is on reducing the defects by focusing on the processes. Let me talk about some Lean Six Sigma tools that can be used in manufacturing. Value stream mapping, Kanban, 5S, cause and effect analysis, control charts, DMAC, 5 Whys, Kaizen, hypothesis tests, etc., etc., etc. Let us talk about a few. 5S. A well-organized workplace becomes important if you want to eliminate waste and reduce the errors. 5S is the way to do that. Control charts. By understanding the control charts, you can understand the difference between the common causes and special causes. For special causes, you take immediate action, and for common causes, you take long-term actions. Kanban. It is a visualizing tool on maximizing the flow of goods and work without unnecessary inventory or transportation. Then we have 5 Whys. Ask why 5 times, and you will get to the root cause of the problem. Hypothesis tests. They establish the relationship between the outputs and inputs, and you can get the root cause with 95% confidence. Value stream mapping. It is used for defining and assessing the movement of the raw
Yeah. So, sorry for that. I don't know what's happening today, but yeah. So thanks for being there, and thanks for being patient. So now let me continue. Let me continue with the sharing my screen, and I hope you're with me right now. Yeah. So we were talking about the processes under control or processes out of control. Processes under control and processes out of control. So when the process is out of control, we say that there is a special cause, right? And when process is under control, we say it is under common causes. Yeah. Okay. So typically, you will find that process when there is a special cause, you will take an immediate action. And when there is a common cause, doesn't mean that you should not take an action. That means you have to take a long-term action. So usually the special causes will be taken care of by the operations manager. Special causes are taken care of by the operations manager. And the common causes, what to do with them? You have to do improvement projects. You have to do improvements. So let me draw this process. It is 15,000 to 45,000 K, 45,000. That is the sales. And of course, average is 30,000. I would like, my customer tells me, my boss tells me, he's my customer. Voice of customer is, he tells me, please maintain your sales above 50,000. Or my production manager tells me, please maintain your production about 50,000 kgs. So today you are here and you have to shift the process, change the DNA of the process, bring it to new control limits, give a new voice to the process. This is how it is going to happen. It is going to happen using making when you are doing a DMAC, Lean Six Sigma project. When you are doing Lean and Six Sigma project, okay, thanks Akram for being there, Mustafa being there. Voice is still breaking now, or it's okay?
It's fine, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll remove the video. Yeah, so my expressions will not be visible, but you can imagine. That's okay. So I'll because maybe video is taking too much of bandwidth as a hotel connection, so it's very difficult for me to, I think, uh, it happens anyway. It doesn't matter. So here we have got, and thanks for being there. I'm so thankful to you. So you're still around. So this DMAC, this is a shift. This is a long-term action. Your process has been operating like this for last 1 year, 6 months, maybe 2 years, and you want to operate at a new level. It is not going to happen by conducting a meeting or telling the people or giving a memo or threatening the people or giving them some incentives. No, you have to find out why I am at 30,000. You have to make a cause and effect diagram. Make a cause and effect diagram. Why my sales are low, or my production is low, or my errors are at, let's say these are 30 complaints. Just change it to complaints. It could be changing to complaints. It could be changing to time, to complete an activity. It could be anything. Now you are ready to do the project. Are you ready to do the project? So now you are assigned green belts. We'll have green belts. We'll have green belts who will be doing the project. Yellow belt, they just understand the basics of Six Sigma, but they can't do the project. Green belts and black belts have learned the tools and applied the tools in the classroom, and they would be able to do the projects. Master black belts are able to conduct the training and to guide the organizations, roll out Lean Six Sigma in the organizations and make a huge difference. And that is what ultimate objective of any green belt or black belt would be, to make a very positive difference to the whole organization. And master black belts have got a choice. You can be an independent consultant like me. Later on, you can, there are a lot of organizations who need these master black belts. Either you can join them as full-time person, or you can join them as you can be a consultant. That's up to you. So green belts, black belts, master black belts. 3 days of green belt training plus a lot of discussions, 3 full days, plus 3 days of black belt training with a lot of discussions, lot of activities at a very good pace. Sometimes you'll say 3 days is too less. No, 3 days like the way, including the interruption like this. I think you have got good knowledge even in the last, how much time? And we have taken, I think, almost, so it should be like, 1.5 hours. You have gained a lot. I'm sure. Now, DMAC, let us do a project. We will be applying define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So when we want to do a project, first you define what is the problem statement, what is the goal statement. Focus on the problem statement and the goal statement. Don't assign any root cause. Don't think about the causes, because that will be assigned in the analyze phase, in the measure phase. So define phase, just make a project charter. Then we will see, we'll understand there are two types of data. We'll also understand normal distribution quite a bit. I have already told you about it. Control charts also, I've told you about it. Then in the analyze phase, we will do the cause and effect diagram and say Pareto analysis, and I'll show you how to do that. Box plots, scatter plots, process mapping. Then you will get the root causes. Once you get the root causes, once you understand the root causes, finally you get the root causes. In the root causes, you will attack the root causes using different brainstorming techniques, and you can establish certain control charts, control systems in place. You can use 5S and Pokayoke, and that's how you will complete the project. Let's see. Let's take an example. Let's imagine that this company wants to reduce the recruitment cycle time in their organization. So problems are not in the people, problems are in the process, as we told you. So you have to first identify which process we are talking about. Can you tell me which process we are talking about here? We want to reduce the recruitment cycle time in the organization. Which process we are talking about? Yes, it is the recruitment process. Exactly. So we are here to improve the recruitment process, the hiring process, as Vijay Patel says. Yes, you're right. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. By the way, you are not whatever you are writing, others cannot see, only I can see. So just for information, right? So yeah, you can still write. If you are writing, I'm seeing. But yeah, the rest of the people can't see because it's like more like a webinar. So otherwise, so many comments, then they get lost. Everyone gets lost. Yes, so define phase, we start with the cycle. What we do, form a team. The people who are doing the project, they are known as green belts. So these are the green belts. Yeah, these are the green belts. Master black belts who are guiding, he becomes a master black belt. Sometimes even black belts, green belt or black belt, I would say black belts also. You can say black belt also. This is the master black belt, like me, who's guiding them or training them. Then process owner is the manager of the process in whose process you are doing the project. Process owner is the manager of the process in whose process you are doing the project. And the sponsor or the champion is the head of the department in whose process you are doing the project. So here it would be HR director. So these are all your stakeholders who have a stake, who are positively or negatively impacted by your project. So we form a team, and then we first focus on the process, because problems are in the process. Problems are not in the people, as I kept on telling you. So let's focus on the process. What is the process of recruitment? Okay, so we have got customers. These are the customers. Customers are the hiring departments, operations team. What is the output? Output is the recruited employee. What is the basics 5 or 6 steps of the process of a hiring or recruitment? Well, these are the 5 process steps. And what are the inputs? These are the inputs. Now the output, on the measure on the output, we call it as measures on the output. We call it as Y. We'll designate that as Y. And all the steps, all the measures on the inputs and processes, we call it as X factors. So we have Y and we have X factors. Okay. Y and X factors. Now the function, see, the problems are in the Problems are not in the output. This is the result. One of the measures on output is recruitment time. Recruitment time. But recruitment time is high because of many reasons. It could be due to like the IT system is not available, job description is not available, CVs are not available or not the really right CVs. Budget is not approved. HR staff is not skilled. So many things. These are all inputs which are going to impact the output. So that is why we say Y is function of X. We call it as a relationship. Y is function of X. Right? We also train you in interviews. So I've just taught you CPHQ, but hurriedly I have talked. But when you are coming to the session, now I'll not give you interview questions for each and every tool. I'm just demonstrating what could be. So whenever we teach in our green and black belt training, any tool, we also prepare you for the interviews. So let us hear if this question is asked in the interview.
We are discussing about the Lean and Six Sigma interview questions. Let me talk about CPHQ. CPHQ is a tool derived from Deming's systems approach. He used to say that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and only 15% are contributed by the people. It is a tool that gives you 50,000 feet overview of the process. If you give me only one page to give maximum information about the process, then I would use a CPHQ. So if you are asked about the CPHQ, then you can say that it is a tool that is used to see the overall process in one instant. It gives the whole picture of suppliers, inputs, process, output, and customers. And the CPHQ, the acronym, stands for that. It makes us follow the systems approach of Deming. It is usually done in the define phase immediately after you have written the project charter. Once we know the project, then we make a CPHQ on the process in which you are doing the project. This helps us to focus on the process rather than blaming the people for all the defects, errors, and delays. To make a CPHQ, we move from right to left. That means we start by identifying the customers, then the output, then process steps, and the inputs and the suppliers. CPHQ helps us to identify the inputs or the X factors which are influencing our output, that is the Y. Because Y is function of X, CPHQ is the starting point of using the statistical methods. After that, you can give an example of a CPHQ of a process from the organization for which you are appearing for an interview. I hope.
Now let us talk a little bit about data. So there are multiple responses when we talk about data. Some people don't want you to give this data because they are afraid that you will project their inefficiencies and tell it to the whole organization. So they don't want to give the data. So they say we do not collect the data. Or some people say we have too much of data, but we don't know what to do with that. Some people say analysis is too complicated. I'm not a mathematics person. I hated mathematics, etc. And they don't want to give you the data. But all your excuses will be now gone because you are going to learn certain things. First of all, do you agree with this? There are two types of data. Some data can be measured and some data cannot be measured. Do you agree with this? So, well, let me tell you, you should not agree with this. Yeah, because there are two rules, or rather three rules. You cannot improve if you cannot measure. And the second rule is you can measure everything. The third rule is if you think something cannot be measured, then probably it is attribute data. So let me tell you what are the two types of data so that you can understand that you can measure anything in the world or anything in your industry for that matter. So there are two types of data. Continuous data has got a unit. Always it will have a unit. It will have a decimal point or possibility of a decimal. You can look at this 55.5 days. Attribute data will have attribute, but will have categories. Okay, like male, female. You can have a count like 30 males, 20 females. You cannot have 30.1 male. and it doesn't have a count also. Sorry, it doesn't have a unit also. Yeah. So continuous data is known as continuous data because it can be represented on a continuous line. Yeah. If you go back to school, in our school, school teacher used to tell us there's a number line which comes from minus infinity to plus infinity. There's no end to it. Any point on the number line, on that continuous number line, is known as continuous data. Yeah. So like 55.2 years. Now these are all basics. I hope you understood. Now, can you tell me anything which you cannot measure? Can you tell me anything which you would like to measure?
Hi, I'm
Or something which you feel is very difficult to measure? And we'll put a measure. Emotions. Shabna is telling emotions. Yeah.
decimal means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data.
So I hope you understand.
Replacing the people, that also is difficult. And even as a Lean and Six Sigma green belt or a black belt, you need to remember 3 rules. Hi, I'm Amitabh.
So here we are talking about these types of data: 52.5 years, height, cycle time, procurement time. These are all continuous data. Now let us take intelligence, emotions, weakness. So easiest way to make a
decimal means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible, you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. So now we have got categories. So easiest way to measure any happiness is to create 2 categories: happy, unhappy. I have checked with 100 employees. 100 employees in my company. 60 are happy and 40 are unhappy. So today, 60% of the employees, I can also do a percentage here. So 60% and 40%. Or I can do a proportion. Proportion means out of 1. Portion out of 1 is proportion. So here it is 0.6. And what is percentage? Portion out of 100. So out of 100, it is 60. 60%. Cent means 100. So today, 60% of the employees are happy. And now, if I want to improve happiness in my organization, I can take up a project. I can say today, 60% of my employees are happy. And by the end of, let's say, this quarter or after 3 months, I will increase the happiness of the employees to 80%. So I can still improve. So although I thought that happiness cannot be measured, but I have put in a measure. Now, we are not saying that this is the perfect measure. We are just saying that, yes, possibility is there. If you measure this way, you will be able to improve the happiness or whatever improvement you want to make. Emotions, some people say emotions. Now Facebook measures the emotion. You post something, Facebook will, people are able to put their emotions. You can be sad, you can be happy, you can be supportive, you can be caring, etc., right? So this is how you will be measuring everything. And we are not saying that's the perfect measure, by the way. Please remember, when we say you can measure everything, doesn't mean that it's a perfect measure, but better measure. Because if you don't measure, your competitor is going to put a measure on whatever happiness or it could be satisfaction, and he will be ahead. So better don't give that chance. Now, why it is important for us to understand the types of data? Because the type of data determines the type of tool you are going to use. So if you remember, I made a histogram. So when you are making a histogram, you can always make a histogram only if the data is continuous data. You cannot make a histogram on an attribute data. So let us see that.
What is continuous data and what is attribute data, because the tools which you are going to use in the measure and analyze phases, they depend on what type of data you are dealing with. If you are dealing with continuous data, then you might use histograms.
So you use histogram if you are using continuous data. But when you are using attribute data, you cannot use continuous data. You will use pie chart. Yes, you'll use pie chart or bar chart. Let me draw it here. So when you are using continuous data, you can make a histogram. Like recruitment time, I can make a histogram. But a recruited employee, good or bad, that will be good or bad. Fitting the job description or not fitting the job description. Or it could be like 3 categories. Pie chart, bar chart are for attribute data. Now there could be another one more thing, like, if I want to establish that when we are doing analysis, in a short while I'll show you, whenever we are trying to establish relationship between X and Y, like recruitment time is getting affected by, is it affected by approval time? So when the data is both sides continuous and continuous, this is recruitment time and this is approval time. And if you find the both are the times, I will do a scatter plot. I will plot a data which is known as scatter plot. I will use a scatter plot. Yeah. But when I want to know recruitment time, I have got, let's say, 2 departments, Department A and Department B. The Department A and Department B. Does it impact the department impact? Does it impact the recruitment time? Maybe some departments are taking more time, some departments taking less time. So then department is an attribute data. Department A, Department B. And here this is the recruitment time. So Department A is taking less time and Department B is taking more time. We use another chart which is known as box plot. Box plot is nothing but it divides the data into 4 equal quartiles, 4 quartiles. Quarters, Q1, Q3, etc. Q2. This is the median. This line is the median, means it divides the data into 2 equal parts. The quartiles are, divides the data into 4 equal parts. Or in general, don't go into that much of detail, but you can see that Department B is taking more time. So I would say, yes, department is very important here. Department, it is one of the root causes and I will improve on that department B. And I will focus my attention on department B to reduce the recruitment time in my organization. So this is how we use the tools. Okay. Now let me demonstrate this using Minitab. So all these things, can be very easily done in Minitab. Okay, before that, let me also tell you, let us formally complete our define phase. We have to make a project charter. So we have written a problem statement here that it is taking 50 days to recruit an employee. And it is taking 50 days to recruit an employee. And we would like to reduce it to 30 days. And if we are able to do that, we are going to have our production faster, or we can build the employees in case it's a service industry, and I can make $300,000 per annum. Always try to put some numbers, because every project, Lean Six Sigma project, gives you some monetary benefits. If it is not monetary benefits, you can always look into intangible benefits. Both are possible. In the measure phase, we will learn histogram, control charts, etc. So the idea is we are working on most of the time, the problems are actually the symptoms, that something is wrong in the process. When you go to the doctor, let's say I go to the doctor and I say that I'm having fever. So fever, or the CTQ, measurable characteristics, is temperature. So doctor doesn't try to reduce my body temperature. Actually, he collects the data. He has a cause and effect diagram, and he finds, oh, well, you have got this particular root cause. And based on the samples, of course, he does some data analysis. He gets some blood test or X-ray reports or whatever. And he finds that, oh, you have got this issue, and then he gives the medicine for that. Similarly, as a green belt or black belt, you are a physician of a process. The process owners come to you saying that there are my process having diseases. Is my process having fever? Fever means like customer complaints are high, errors, delays. These are the diseases of the process, right? Dissatisfied customer. These are diseases of a process. So you have to treat the process, isn't it? So you have to find the root cause. That's how. And now you know that. You can measure everything. So you can measure your X factors and Y factors and try to establish the relationship. Which factor is the most causing the most damage? So Y is the effect and X variable is the cause. Y can be controlled. Sorry, Y cannot be controlled and X could be controlled. Y is just the symptom, X is the problem. You can't do anything about the Y, but you can do something about the X factors. Thinking about the Y will only give you stress. If you focus on only the results, which is not in your hand, it will give you stress. But if you focus on X factors, which is in your hands, just focus on the perfect X factors, ensure the inputs and processes are perfect. The Y, the output, will be delivered by the system. Okay. So we learned some basic statistics already, X bar and standard deviation. I did it a little early on. So you collect the data, we collect the data, and we make a histogram. So let me show you how easy it is to make histograms or control charts in a process. So let's say this is the data, and I've got the data in Minitab, recruitment time baseline. And this recruitment time baseline, I have got the data. And then this data, basic statistics. Don't have to worry about these steps, because I have also made videos on Minitab training. If you want to get the access to those videos on Minitab training, you can subscribe to my channel. That is on YouTube, Anexas channel, ANEXAS. And you can get all these videos. So I just click on the histograms, and you will see that I know my median, I know the average, I know my standard deviation. Yeah. And this is how my process is behaving today. This is the status, current status of my process. I can even do a control chart. I can also do a control chart by just clicking on the data, clicking on control charts and individual charts. Okay. And you can say that, yeah, okay. This is how process is under control. My recruitment process is under control. It is behaving within the control limits. It is stable process. There is no special causes there. It is ready to improve. It is under control, but it is not satisfying the customer. I would like to change the control limits. That's the whole idea of doing the project. So we move ahead and we start making cause and effect diagram. We go to the analyze phase. And once we go to the analyze phase, we can follow two doors. We can follow process door or data door. Process door, you can map the process as is process map by using Gemba walk. Gemba means go to the workplace and see how the things are happening. And then you have value added and non-value added analysis. Identify the 7 or 8 wastes. Apply escape technique, which I'll explain in a short while. In the data door, you can do a cause and effect diagram, get hold of people and ask them to brainstorm on all the possible causes. You can do a control impact matrix, which causes under control, what is not in under control, what is having high impact, etc. You can do a Pareto analysis. Wilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the money in Italy was with 20% of the people. He called this as 80-20 rule. So you can use same rule to identify your root causes. I will tell you how. Then you can use box plots and scatter plots to validate the root causes. So first, let us start with the process door. Map the process, identify the wastes. Oh, this can be removed. This is a waste. This is not required. Remove. We say also, we call it escape technique. Escape means ask these 5 questions. Can I eliminate? Can I simplify? There is a detailed escape explanation in my video, which my team will put in. There I have even taken a case study of how we applied escape technique to completely transform a process. But right now I'm just explaining eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, and parallel. So I ask these questions. Can I eliminate? Yeah, of course, eliminate. Can I simplify? Yes, I can simplify. Can I combine these 2 steps? Yes, of course. Why not? Can I automate this? Of course, I can automate. Can I make these steps in parallel? Why not? We can do escape technique. Do it for just 2 hours and see your process transform. Escape technique. Just do it for 2 hours and see for yourself your process getting transformed in front of your eyes. Get your boss also there so that he approves the changes to the process, or his boss's boss as well. Get hold of all the teams. Within 2 to 3 hours, you will realize you are doing lots of things which are not required. Technology has improved a lot and you are still following a 10-year-old designed process. A lot of things are not needed today. Then go to the cause and effect diagram, right? Well, get hold of all the people, tell them to identify and write all the possible causes and put them on the wall. Not everything is very important. So many causes, but this was free brainstorming. Think of all the possible causes without any break on the thoughts and without evaluating any cause. Don't evaluate. And you can also apply Pareto principle. You can use voting technique, or better still, you can also use data-oriented technique to identify which cause is occurring most of the time. So out of this, you will find 80% of your delayed in recruitments are due to 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 causes. They are the root causes. Which are they? Get them, make a Pareto. Now it's very easy to make a Pareto in Minitab. Let me show you how to do that. So if I just go here, let's make a, see, whenever you are doing a cause and effect diagram, cause and effect diagram actually is like brainstorming on a mankind or people related causes, machine related causes, material related causes, measurement related causes, environment related causes, and methods related causes. Man, machine, material, just to make M, environment also, just to make it M, you can use Mother Nature. So these are 6 M's techniques. Sometimes we also call it 6 M technique of brainstorming. You can make a cause and effect diagram once you've listed down all the causes, possible causes. You can just click on the cause and effect diagram and you will get a cause and effect diagram. After brainstorming, this is your cause and effect diagram. You can cut paste it on your PowerPoint presentation. So that's how you do a project, right? Okay, now not everything is really equally responsible. So some of the reasons. So let's see, the first recruitment was delayed due to approval time. Second was delayed due to job description is not available. Third was delayed due to types of hiring. Now you'll see types of hiring is appearing many times. Assessment time, job description not. So here, some of the things, some of the causes are again and again repeating. Which causes again repeating most of the time? Well, let the Minitab tell you. It will create a Pareto chart for you. It will tell you assessment time is appearing 13 times. Job description not available is appearing 9 times. Approval time is appearing 6 times. And what is the total contribution of each of these causes in terms of percentage? 34%, 23%, 15%, 10%, etc. Now, can you add them together? Like first 2 causes are 34 to 20 plus 23 is giving you 57%. First 3 causes, 34 plus 23 plus 15 is giving you 73%. And first 4 causes are giving you 84%. Okay. So I can say that 84% of the problems are due to these 4 causes. Well, let me validate that before I take an action. Okay. So I place them, I've collect further data. Recruitment number of some number, 3452 candidate number. Approval time was 17 days. Job description was not available. Types of hiring is for expect hiring. Assessment time was 18 days. And recruitment time was 52 days. Well, I feel that approval time is affecting the recruitment time. Is it? Is it really affecting? Well, let me check. So what I will do, approval time is continuous data and the recruitment time is also continuous data. So when I'm dealing with continuous and continuous data, I will use a scatter plot. So I draw a scatter plot. Recruitment time versus approval time. Well, let us see. Yes, okay. It appears to be correlated. You can even get a correlation coefficient, which I'm not going to talk too much about it here. In the yellow belt training, we are in the initial stages. But you can even get a regression equation. You can get a prediction equation very easily, just one click. All your machines, all your processes in your organization, they have equations, regression equations. You can create, just collect the data and you can get the regression equations. Okay. So recruitment time is affected by the approval time. So it is a root cause and I will work on it. But let me look at recruitment time versus assessment time. Is it impacting? Let us see. Let us draw a scatter plot again, because both are continuous data. And we look at this. Well, it is not affecting. It doesn't matter. Assessment time is 15 days or 20 days or 27 days. Well, it doesn't have much, real good association. So I will be wasting my time if I work on the assessment time. So I need not work on the assessment time. So my root cause is approval time, but assessment time is not affecting. Assessment time is not impacting. Okay. Now comes the recruitment time versus, let us say, is job description availability impacting? Well, we thought so. We think that if job description is not available, it takes long time. And if the job description is already available for a candidate, it takes less. Now, that's what we feel. But we don't trust anyone except data. We don't trust anyone except data. So let the data prove job description available, affecting or not. Well, job description is attribute data, available or not available, and recruitment is continuous data. So I cannot use a scatter plot. I will be using box plot. So let me use box plot. And I will just go to box plot. Mr. Box plot, please tell me, is the recruitment time getting affected by my job description availability? I'm plotting recruitment time on the y-axis and the job description availability on the x-axis. And I find that when the job description is available, my time taken is low. And when the job description is not available, the time taken to recruit a candidate is very high. Some of you might have understood this diagram. If you have not understood, don't worry. This is a very elementary program. It's basically, so recruitment time is being plotted against the categories. So this is the distribution of a recruitment time when the job description is not available. And if you can see, it ranges between 52 to somewhere around 50, say 57 or so. And here, recruitment time is ranging from between 35 to, let's say, 50. So obviously, non-availability of job description is affecting my recruitment time. So I will work on this. I will ensure that all the job descriptions are available in the organization in the next 1 week. And I'll bring down my recruitment time by almost 10 days. All the future recruitments will be brought down by 10 days. Then comes our one more thing, types of hiring. Does it impact? Well, let us see. Type of hiring. Does it impact? Well, it doesn't impact much. That is not the root cause. Let me not bother too much about it. So I am validating my root causes using data. I'm not making blind statements. I'm validating my root causes using data. Okay. So this is how you will do the analysis. And once you get to the root causes, so you've got the root causes, now you have to work on those root causes. Don't leave them like that. Don't feel happy by just getting to the root causes. You have to work on it. You have to, by the way, before I go to the improve session, for detailed training, you can join my live sessions, and it is an interactive live session, live trainings, without the interruptions, of course, because usually when I'm doing a full-fledged training, I ensure 2 internet connections. So it won't be interrupted like the way it got today. But yeah, so interactive live training, I also keep responding to the questions. Right now, it's a webinar, so I can't respond to all your questions, but I'll be around. I'll be around for 1 more hour. And but yeah, next 1 hour we'll go to the improve phase first. Yeah, let's complete our agenda, and after that, still I'll be around for half an hour more. And if you have any questions, or I'll show you some case studies from different industries. Yeah, we'll be. Yeah, so that's lots of benefits. And if you are interested, if you're why you skipped assessment while after seeing scatter diagram? No, assessment time, because is not affecting, right? If you see recruitment time and assessment time, see when I see the relationship is there, when there is a relationship. Now approval time There's a relationship, right? This is recruitment time. If I reduce recruitment time, it will reduce my, if I reduce the approval time, change my process of approval, reduce it, it will reduce my recruitment time. But suppose this was the case. So what do you think? Then in that case, approval time is not much impact. By reducing the approval time, I will not be able to reduce my recruitment time. I hope you got Abrar. Yep. Thanks for asking that question. Maybe I was a little fast there, so I just did not explain in detail. Yeah. So now we have improved my process. We have to improve the process. So you have to do brainstorming sessions. Now there are certain rules of brainstorming which you need to follow. There's a video I have given on brainstorming rules, and like one of the things is defer evaluation and generate quantity. Don't worry about quality. That's very, very important, because initially when you are generating the solutions, focus on more numbers of ideas, so that you can choose between the ideas, and don't evaluate. That's very important. So there are certain rules I have mentioned here. Maybe I'll play the video
Once we
just in case some of the brainstorming rules.
participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we'll be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas. So document all the ideas. Whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion. So at that time, you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration. And defer evaluation. Now this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity, do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions, more the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas. So how to generate those ideas? There are different techniques. Some of these techniques we'll be discussing in our improve phase, but right now we are in analyze phase, and as I told you, either...
So that was, see, this brainstorming can also be done in continuous like analyze phase or in improve phases. So that was about idea generation. There is a 635 technique, which I can just very briefly tell you. This really works very well, get 6 people
On
three
the
ideas.
on the first row.
So 6 people write 3 ideas in 5 minutes. So you get hold of 6 people, give them this type of sheet. So first idea, second idea, third idea, and these are the names of the people which are written here. Now, once they write the ideas, everyone writes an idea, then you pass on the paper to the next person.
Of our form. So a form or a white sheet is given to each one of the participants, and in the 5 minutes they write 3 ideas. Once they have written down the 3 ideas, in the next 5 minutes again they have to write the 3 ideas by passing on the form to each other. You keep on circulating the papers till the time you receive back your own paper. So you can imagine that in the next 30 minutes, once the form is circulated to everyone and you have looked at the form of each other, you would have generated 108 ideas in just half an hour. Why?
Okay, so that is one idea. Then there are a lot of techniques, round robin, anti-solution, which we learn in our black belt sessions. You can also do an FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. So we'll be sending you an FMEA training link by email after this training. You can watch that with an example. And we'll also, there is a, in fact, link, I can put it here also. There is a template also, you can download that FMEA template. So just follow the instructions in the video and you can end up doing a FMEA for your process in the organization. So this is a process, just again, one more, a lot of material, I'm giving it to you. Here I am seen using an FMEA for a large soft drink giant in United States of America. You can make a guess looking at the bottles which are kept on the table. Okay, we can't name the clients anyway. So some of the clients say that we should not name them. So anyway, we can't name them, but you can make a guess. So we have got lots of ideas. We have generated ideas for each of the causes. Now we have generated ideas and then we implement those ideas. And once we implement, we make a plan to implement those ideas. And once we implement those plans, we would like to sustain the gains for a long, long time. People should not go like my process is improved now. So I should put a control charts. So what I have to do? I have to make a before and after control chart. And that is the chart every CEO wants to have a look at. They would like to see this. So this was before, this was my control limits before, and this is what my control limits. Now process has changed. Process has changed. There's statistically significant change in the process. This is what particular. And also train the people and yeah, do lots of pokayoke. Pokayoke means mistake proofing. That's some time. Okay, let's play a game first. And after that, I will take you through some of the 5S implementation in healthcare industry. Before that, some people are asking about the training dates, etc. I will tell you that. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is a chance to win $1 million. And here we go. First question. On your computer screens, this is the question. The inputs to a process are called the X's, the Y's, out of scope, or gauge R&R. Right answer will give you $10,000. Wrong answer will not give you anything. And you have got, well, let's see who has got the right answer first. Fastest finger first. Oh, so many, so many answers. Well, So Akram, Yunus, and Vijay Patel, and Crystal, and Gaurav, very attentive. Ashok, Shaktivel, Rabia, Muhammad, Morris, Raid, Gaurav, Nisar, Joan, Kavan, Arshad. So many of you, so many of you. Oh, sorry, so I can't name everyone. All of you are right. And let's आउटपुट को किस अन्य नाम से जाना जाता है? Output of a process is what? Yes, it is what the customer sees. Yes. And which is not the deliverable of now. Not a deliverable of DMAC analyze phase, which is not a deliverable of DMAC analyze phase. Analyze phase. Oh, all of you are very attentive. Well, all of you win $1 million. Okay. Okay, so now you have reasons to collect the data, and very large data can also be handled in few clicks. And graphical tools are easy to interpret, and advanced statistical tools are not a nightmare. Now, I've just given you the glimpse. Once you come to the class, you also learn regression, you also learn ANOVA, and they are all simple. They are not so difficult as they are made out to be. Let me show you some projects, but some of you actually are asking about the enrollment part. So let me jump to that a little bit. Just give me 1 minute. I'll talk about 5S and Pukayoke also in a short while. But let me tell you that a lot of people have benefited from our training, and we have got I was talking about Dr. Tarif Alama. He was kind enough to give excellent credentials to us. We have Dr. Tarif Alama with us, Deputy Minister in Health in Saudi Arabia. And sir, would you like to say a few words about our program?
Sure. We had a very good program with Anexas over the past 4 days. We had our heads of departments from
so all the people, in the whole of Ministry of Health, they have attended our sessions, and thousands of people, rather, I would say. So would you like to become, and let me ask you a question. If you would like to, I will just, you can answer this poll. And if you are interested, I'll be happy to send you all the details of my training programs, which are starting very, very soon. So my team will put up the dates right now, and I'll be, now this time I'm telling the team to put up it's not that I'm losing the contact. I'm very much there. The team, if you can put up the dates. And before that, let me also tell you that please. So these are the training dates. These are the training dates which they are done on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. Yeah. The training on weekdays, if you want to attend weekdays, 2 hours every day. And so these are the dates. Yeah. Next weekend batch is starting March 26th. So I'm waiting for you. The next 15 days, I'm going to start March 26th. And if you are not free on March 26th, then you can come on April 29th. But don't delay. Don't delay. I'll be older by that time. Okay. My enthusiasm will die down. Okay. So please don't delay, and just join in, and I'll be happy to have you in my session in March 26th, if possible. And if not, then of course you can join us in April, because there are some special offers, right? There's some special offers. And so weekday, there are weekday also. Weekday, let me talk about the weekday as well. So can you go back? Weekday, we are starting on March 28th or April 27th. So weekday is like 2 hours, Monday to Thursday, 2 hours. You can take either morning or you can take in the evening. So, it's like you can choose morning if you want, morning to 2 hours, Monday to Thursday, or Monday to Thursday in the evening. So there are 4 batches available. 4 batches. Saturday, Sunday batch for Europe, etc., India, Australia. For Middle East, we have got Friday, Saturday batch. So that is one. If you want full day trainings on weekends. Otherwise, you can also go for next one. Can you go to the next one? So these are the these are the date. These are timings. So these are the timings which are given here. So, yeah. So these are the timings for which you can always look. So, well, I think, okay. So see, actually, the fee has been reduced drastically now. Earlier, I used to charge very high, thanks to, thanks to our so many clients, so many candidates. So, but yeah, now in Ramadan, we have some special batches in the night as well. Okay. So we have got some special batches in the night. If you are interested, you can let us know, and we can think of running to some batches in the night as well. So now let me tell you what happens if you become a green belt or a black belt. In fact, there is a combination, green, black, and master black belt. At one go, you can become. If you do that, you'll get rid of inability to do anything if you face a problem in the organization, and you'll stop living with the problem, and you will not wait for better opportunities. Opportunities will come to you. You'll not keep waiting for promotion. You'll not depend on a job. You can be independent consultant also. You'll be able to reduce the cost, improve the quality. You can be consultant to your own organization. I started my career in Bharat Petroleum, and after 20 years, I was consulting them. I also joined Riyadh Bank. After some time, I was consulting them. In Riyadh Bank in Riyadh, I worked there as an employee a long time ago, 20 years ago. After that, I became a consultant to them. So these are the dates. Dates I have already informed you. So, yeah. So a lot of people have benefited. Hospitals have benefited.
Mr. Andrew Robertson with us, who's the CEO of King Edward VII Hospital.
So I'll talk about that in a short while, but let me tell you the fee structure and overall. So you see, every project is able to save a lot of money. Every project is able to save lots and lots of money, and you'll be getting free lifetime access to complimentary courses and video recordings. You'll be getting Minitap software. You'll be getting certification from AEC Denmark, which is globally valid. And we are also accredited organization of IASSC. And you can appear for the exam of any certifying body for that matter, if you want. But we'll be, AEC Denmark, will be coming to you as part of the fee structure. And yeah, so usually our courses cost a lot. Green belt, lean expert, black belt, master black belt, plus project completion certificates by doing a project. Lots and lots of, it costs a lot. But now it has been reduced drastically, and a lot of things are free. Not only that, on top of it, whatever is mentioned here, if you go for green and black and master black belt, all three, you will get 50 to 70% discount. But if you register today, even only for green belt, you'll still get around 40 to 50% discount. If you register for multiple courses, you can go for 70%. We also run a PMP training. There's a multiple bigger combo offer. All green belt, black belt, master black belt, and project management training. I also conduct project management training. You can attend a free webinar anytime. And if you go for that, there will be much, much more savings involved. So what exactly, how much will be the savings involved? Please, I'll be happy to tell you. My team will tell you, depending on, I think still there's 1 week to go. So this 2 days, this offer is valid for 2 days, because we'll be closing this batch. And after that, the prices will increase. But if you enroll for even April, if you're sure, even for April, this price is the discounted prices will be valid for till then as well. So we'll be, so these are some of the things which I would like to invite for attending my green belt, black belt, master black belt. Also data science programs. I also conduct data science, artificial intelligence, CPHQ, Power BI, CPHQ also, if you are from healthcare, I also conduct CPHQ trainings. So CPHQ also we conduct, and our passing rate is more than 95%. Passing percentage. PMI more than 95%. Lean Six Sigma, it is almost 100%. So these are kinds of performances we have provided through our excellent trainings, and we proudly tell that we are really good in what we do. So most welcome. Now let us go back. Let us go back. Some learning is still remaining, you remember. Yeah. So let us see how do we implement the Lean Six Sigma. Okay. So when we are implementing Lean Six Sigma in an organization, typically you identify the projects. You will identify the project. So let me tell you taking by some examples of some companies. I'll keep giving different examples from different companies. Departments, different departments, like try to involve operations, IT, everyone. HR, finance, try to involve all the departments. And we choose improvement projects. We first make a steering committee, including the senior management. And then we train the senior managers as a champion, Lean Six Sigma champions. We just give them an introduction to what is Lean Six Sigma, what they can expect from this, so that they can choose the right projects. And once they choose the right projects, these projects are given to black belts and green belts. Now, these green belts and black belts will be sent for training. So first we conduct a champions training, like the one I'm doing it here for a Swiss company, where here I use a game. In the classroom usually we have game. Online we have other games, the one which we played, right? So they were giving some problem to solve, and they were not able to solve. Then we used to give them the tools and techniques, and they were able to solve the problem. So they got convinced. The senior management got convinced. Once you have got convinced, then after that they nominate the green belts. Now these green belts are nominated, and after that they actually
the team name 1, 2, 3. And team leader. And your slogan 1, 2, 3. Green air go. Okay. And your song.
So they come out with, they form a team, then they do the projects. So they have come and got recruited as a green belt, and now they're getting training. And then now they're forming the team, and they're deciding about the project. And after 3 to 4 months, they complete the project. Like this gentleman who has completed from UK and National Healthcare Services, that is also our client. So let us have a look.
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare
So
Service.
what you do is you present the project to the senior management to get the certificate.
And in hospitals. So Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvements at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
Yeah, so that's how you present the project. Now in the classroom, we will do the project together, and that will be your Nakel, one of the big logistics company, they have actually done this over a long period of time, multiple projects.
My name is Mohammed Al-Bayati. I'm the CEO of NAPL. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has teach me and more than 1,000 employees of NAPL, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh.
We have got many credentials. Now coming back to the lean part, like If I take an example, now anyone from healthcare is still there? Let me know if you're, yeah, anyone from healthcare is still there. Yeah, so let me take, so because I have not taken many healthcare examples today. So let me give some examples of hospitals, right? Everyone has gone to hospitals. So lot of wastes. These are all hidden wastes. Intellect, scrap, waiting, inventory, motion, transportation, overproduction. These are all hidden wastes, which are not visible to us, right? You have to uncover them. So we did a program for Beijing Hospital, and we did an 5S, 5S reduction of, we did a Gamba investigation. And you'll find that even a process like blood tests, a lot of activities are taking place, but only few are value added. Others are not value added. Now you'll say, how can you see registration and OPD? How can it be non-value added? See, what is the value customer is looking at? Customer is looking at knowing about the health, knowledge about the why you are drawing the blood, because I want to know, estimate my health. What's the position of my health? Now, walking to the lab and waiting and registering, and it's not going to, really make much difference. So they are non-value-added activities. Some more non-value-added activities. Waste of intelligence. 80% of nurse calls are housekeeping in nature, means my pillow cover is dirty, my bed is not okay. These are not to be handled by nurses. But there is a waste of intelligence if you involve nurses there, right? So some more examples, like a hospital could double cardiology lab capacity from 8 to 16. Some hospital could reduce the diagnosis exam from 2000 minutes to 64 minutes. One hospital cut down the admission time from 17 minutes to 5 minutes. One hospital reduced the signatures or steps drastically. These are all examples of waste reduction and creating the value. Some other examples: unnecessary process motion, unnecessary waiting, unnecessary transport, errors, unnecessary stock productions. Person who's underutilized is a waste. Equipment that is underutilized is a waste. On a funny note, cost of a 5-minute MD walk is $6. Or to take another example, walk to elevator is 1 minute, elevator wait is 3 minutes, elevator travel is 1 minute, walk to lab or pharmacy is 1 minute, nurse cost per hour in US, this example is from US $50, and cost of one trip is $5. Cost of 5 trips per day per nurse is $25, multiplied by 365 days, multiplied by 200 nurses. It runs into a few $1 million, right? A lab and pharmacy on second floor and radiation equipment on ground floor. Okay, bring them together on the same floor. Lot of to and fro movement gets eliminated. Exam room interruption. Physician on the call or technician on the call. Again, it's a waste. Example, mistake proofing. Mistake proofing is like putting a system so that you cannot commit a mistake. Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. Also known as foolproofing. Even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake. This is known as poka-yoke. Like rice cooker, automatically it gets switched off if you forget, or automatically it gets switched off when the rice is completed, rice is cooked. So here you can use some of the examples like smart machines. It cannot be set beyond normal, safe, maximum levels, right? Similarly, normal range is 0.001 grams to 0.01 grams. So 0.1 grams will be rejected. Make a system that you can't even feed the incorrect values. Oxygen and nitrogen cylinder cannot be connected to each other because their connections are different. Even if you want, you cannot connect. Okay? Oxygen cannot be connected line cannot be connected to nitrogen line, and nitrogen line cannot be connected to oxygen. Other POCA-OK examples: fixed number of packages during surgery, complete catheter kits for insertion, pre-packaged medication card with correct doses. So all these are examples. Okay. So on that note, I'd like to maybe show you some of the implementation videos, how we have done some implementations. Let me. So if there are any questions, we can